Having stated yesterday that Hudson Yards is one of the most hated real estate developments in modern times, I should clarify that I don't have any real feelings about the place whatsoever. I don't hate it, I don't love it, I don't care. It's just a mall. You can talk about all the concentrated wealth and wasted money, and I think they're played a whole bunch of zoning games. The real estate developers that basically funneled money away from poor neighborhoods to build this place, but what can you do? At the end of the day, the place is just here, and it's just a mall. I remember when I worked in publishing, I was lectured on how you can and cannot depict money in print or online. I forget what all the rules are now, but if you're illustrating an article with a $1 bill or a $100 bill, I don't think you can use the green color. I think it has to be black and white, or else you can colorize it some other way. And you're not allowed to show the whole bill. I think you're allowed to show like up to 2/3 of it. But maybe all those rules have changed. That's cool. There's a Kodachrome piece here. This is the Avant Gallery at the Hudson Yards Shops building. One of the new rules in suicide prevention that they came up with, because so many people have jumped off of this thing. One of the new rules is that you're not allowed to go up there alone. Huh? Excuse me? Oh, go ahead. I was interrupted there. A tourist asked me to take a couple of pictures of him with this thing behind him. But anyway, I will likely never climb up this thing now because you're not allowed to go up alone. And I had no real desire to go up this thing anyway. But, I mean, how does that rule transfer to other destinations? When I say destination, that's a term people use when they talk about suicide prevention. Where are the destinations? The Golden Gate Bridge used to be one of the most popular until they put the netting up. Apparently the George Washington Bridge was as well, until the netting went up. But you know, they don't publicize suicides usually. They don't announce them or anything. If they did, you'd probably think it was an epidemic, and you know, you'd probably be right. You'd be right. But speaking of that, these railings here are awfully low, if you ask me. Makes me a little nervous. See how much the edge costs. $42. What a bargain. It's a little less than the World Trade Center, but still a little too moneyed for me. To finish my thought, as is normal, as is typical of measures taken to prevent suicides and jumpers and that kind of thing. It's always in their own self-interest, you know. They put it forth as caring about the distressed people that would choose to do this. It's always just covering their own asses. And I was asking, well, how does this apply? How does this measure of targeting loners, how does this apply to other destinations? Am I not going to be allowed to walk alone over the bridge anymore? Will I not be allowed to go by myself up on the edge? Even if I could afford it? It's a sensitive subject for me. But my first thought, actually, upon hearing that singletons are not welcome at this place, was, and they did that because all the people that had jumped came by themselves here. I mean, first of all, that just leaves a lot of people out. That dude I just took a picture of, for instance, looks like he looked foreign. He probably came from another country. Probably didn't know he wasn't going to be allowed to climb up this thing. So the best he could do is get somebody to take a picture of him with the thing behind him. This thing is called the Vessel, by the way. But my first thought when I heard about Singletons Not Allowed was that it creates this kind of ugly possibility where somebody gets a stranger to act like they know each other so that he can go up here. And then that person jumps, and the stranger who had pretended to know this person is saddled with a feeling of responsibility for having let that person up. And further to that, if somebody comes to a place like this, you know, despondent enough to be contemplating something like this, then being told to fuck off isn't going to help their disposition much.